Errol Spence is the closest thing to a complete fighter as you can find in boxing today.
Here's the WBC and IBF World Welterweight Champion.
That's who Errol Spence was. The question is, who is Errol Spence going to be?
This is a second chance for me. Not even boxing, just living.
Errol Spence, he has this horrific car accident. He could easily have died in that car accident. So now he comes back. It's almost like the second part of his career now. Does he still look like the same person?
And now he's fighting one of the best fighters in the welterweight division, in Danny Garcia.
I'm glad he's okay, but when it comes to boxing, I feel like he's made a big mistake. You know, I'm the most dangerous man in the welterweight division.
Oh! Danny Garcia unloading! Danny Garcia has fought some of the top names in the welterweight division, and he isn't scared to fight anyone.
He's had some setbacks, but now the thing about boxing is, if you can beat one of the best guys in the world, then you are one of the best guys in the world.
Oh my goodness! If you were to pick a theme for this fight, it is second chances.
For me to survive and a year later, you know, have a fight near my hometown, this is a second chance for me, and I can't let it go. You know, this is my second chance to become champion.
Let's mute right there. Just got finished the episode. It premiered, or at least on the East Coast, at about 5:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know a little bit exact. But it was supposed to come on at 4:30, but the NFL post-game live, post-game show ran a little late. So on TstreeT Controversy, we'll Fight for You 360. It's going to be on December the 5th in the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, for likely $74.99. The price has not been confirmed, but that's what we usually pay here for boxing pay-per-view. $74.99 on pay-per-view. I have to point this out there, or put this out there. The week before is going to be Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones on pay-per-view. There's now heavy speculation that Canelo Alvarez is going to be fighting 2 weeks after that, also on pay-per-view. Could be Showtime pay-per-view. Not confirmed, against Caleb Plant. So here, let me pause this. I got some timestamps here for you. So, the storyline of this fight is, what's up with Errol Spence? You know, there's a section in here that I should pull up now to point out to you guys where they talk about Errol Spence, Derek James. They go into real detail about the extent of his injuries. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to do a jump cut and we're going to start from there. And also, I also want to know how you guys feel about the, where's it at? I got it pulled up here. About the undercard. What did I do with it? What did I do with it? I'm not liking it. Here's the undercard so far. Tell me what you think. So it's Spence Garcia, Fundora versus Jorge Cota. Remember, he got slept by Jermell Charlo. Josesito Lopez returns versus Francisco Santana. Remember, Santana got beat up by the bigger Hurd, and Hurd actually didn't look good. I wouldn't say he got beat up. And then Julio Ceja versus, I forgot this Ramirez guy, Eduardo Ramirez. You know, and I don't think they're adding anything else to this. You know, I don't know. I think this is it, guys. I think this is the whole card, like the undercard, you know, with Fundora and Cota being the chief support. But I expected this because, you know, Spence and Danny Garcia command a lot of money. So let's go to that part I was talking about here. Jump cut. Please subscribe. By the way, this is PBC Countdown. For every PBC on Fox fight, they do a PBC Countdown show, and I am thrilled that even though PBC on Fox has had some cuts, you know, the Inside PBC Boxing Show has been cut. PBC Face to Face with Brian Campbell looks like it's been cut, but not guaranteed. That could be just COVID related why they're not doing those. Because there is PBC Fight Camp, which is the build up, or just like this shoulder content leading into the fight, all access, HBO 24/7 style, except edited and cut down for free TV. So, for example, to rate this PBC Countdown show, I have to always remind myself that this is not for us, the hardcore boxing fans. Because this content is for the casuals, to tell them things that we as the hardcores already know. So what I'm looking for is quality, how far they're going to go, in regards to, content, how controversial they'll get, I don't know, like things like that. So let me not bore you too much. Let's go do that jump cut. We'll be right back. Please subscribe.
Ferrari driving, and I really don't know what happened. I don't remember that night. Tell you the truth, I just seen the video of me flipping, down the road and in the car, and didn't see me fly out or anything like that. Just seen a surveillance camera of me falling out, and gratefully, one of my friends was driving behind me, and he had stopped, and he seen me in the middle of the street.
I'm getting up, I get a phone call, and they tell me that Errol had a car accident. And then they tell me where he was. And so when I got to the hospital, and I met with the police officer, and I talked to the doctor, and they said that nothing, he didn't break anything, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. And so I was okay. I was okay from that point on. Who cares about boxing? Nobody really cares about that anyway. When I saw the video, it took me some time to watch it because I didn't want to see it because I knew the end results already. But I found myself watching it like a couple days later, and to see him, or to see the car spin out of control, it just let me know how fortunate he really was.
I was in the hospital for like 2-3 weeks. I don't remember being in the hospital. I definitely believe it's a miracle. I feel like for me to be able to walk and to see my kids and know my name, to hug my mother and my father, for me to be thrown out of a car and survive, I feel like it's a miracle.
How's your health? How is your face? How's everything?
Everything's been good. Like everybody know, I've been a horrible car accident, but I'm feeling good. It's probably a little bit too early just to come out like that, but I still had a lot of scars on my face and things like that. I was kind of puffy and big too, but I felt like a lot of people. That was like my first time being out in front of everybody, and everybody was talking to me. And, tell me they're glad I make it, and I hope I come back. And I'm definitely going to put on the great strong when I do come back. And, the second time around, I'm not going to take anything for granted. Getting myself back to where I was, just took a lot. And I feel like my kids was my strength because, my kids used to joke with me a lot, when I was snagging too if I didn't have any teeth. If I had teeth, but I didn't have, my front teeth was gone. And my kids would be like, hey, where's your ugly teeth at? Or this and that, say little things and just...
My bad. Let's talk about that. A lot of people, especially when the news first came out, you want to be really, really careful with, for example, me, I'm not the type of person, I've gotten a lot older and I've been on YouTube for damn near 10 years now. So I've got to a point where I just don't jump on news or anything like that when it comes out, or any type of situations of this magnitude, unless, I pretty much know, that I can confirm some things. So basically, yo, dude was fucked up. And that shit is legit a miracle that he's, here. Because, you can come out, fly in the air, land all on your neck all fucked up. So the question is, what is it that we don't know? Now, by the way, if you're going to watch this, let's not see. One thing we're going to do is we don't sugarcoat shit here on this channel. If some shit look off or whatever, we don't have no allegiances or alliances to no one. And I like Errol Spence. Talked to him, a couple times, a couple fights, and I followed him all the way from the amateurs all the way up. I love the feeling that I get when I'm like, wow, I watched them when they were a kid, And it's crazy. I'm fucking only 37. But they'll be like, wow, I watched them come up and now look, unified champion. I used to be talking all that shit about Tyson Fury 10 years ago. And now look at him. That's, so basically, I hate to say it, because these fucking scumbag YouTubers then fucking muddied the waters to the point where it's hard for us to say, as a boxing vlogger, media, whatever the fuck you want to call me, that it's like, yo, I'm an Errol Spence fan. Shit. Is that a fucking crime? But anyway, moving on. So I'm happy that that he's doing well. But however, to not be a hypocrite, it's like, yo, the heavy rumors was that he was drinking and driving and drinking a lot during that time. I just can't get over how the IBF situation. I'm sorry, it's just a little. I'm sorry. I know people gonna say I'm a hater. It's just like, how did they just let him just, keep his belt? It's not like it's just. But whatever. I want to see how he moves. I want to see how he takes a punch, because he is finally. This is the first time it's been fully officially confirmed that he lost all his teeth and shit. And there's also rumors. Not confirmed. I don't know if he's going to bring it up during fight camp or toward the fight, that maybe his shit was wired shut. So which means broken jaw and all that, right? But hey, he sure was all swollen in the face. And he sure do got that little speech shit. So I guess that's from, him getting used to, TstreeT has some oral surgery himself. But anyway, moving on. But I want y'all to listen to this, though, because Danny Garcia has a chance, and one of the key selling points of this fight is how is Errol Spence going to look from the accident. It's a gift and a curse. The accident happened, but at the same time, that shit's already being sold. Like, oh, shit, he survived the accident. How he going to do after the accident? By the way, I'm not feeling that fucking undercard because, for one, no disrespect to the Towering Inferno, but I'm not a fucking fan. It's like, okay, all right, you fucking 6'6" or some shit. Was fighting at 154. But it's like he be looking like shit in there. Like smothering his punches. It's just not. I can see if he fought tall with the jab and shit. Like, like Paul Williams used to be. He wasn't that tall, but nah, I don't like that shit. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Shit. What am I doing? Oh, cable box over here. Hold up. I'm gonna get copyrighted.
Shoulders were still hurting.
Oh yeah, let me run back.
I was hitting the mitts and hitting the bag. I was still.
Damn. Rewind it back too far. Shit. Listen.
It's January 2020. He gives me a call and said he wants to get back and start working out.
At that point, I was hitting the mitts, and they didn't even know it. Like, my shoulders were still hurting. Even when I was hitting the mitts and hitting the bag, I was still sore. I probably stopped being sore around February or March. I just stopped being sore, but at that time, I was still in pain.
You get emotional when you think about the fact that what he's doing, how he's asking to be himself again. And he's working to get back to the person that he used to be. So when you see him and we're holding the mitts, and I'm holding the mitts up and I'm looking in between the mitts, because I never really look at him. But now I'm looking at him through the mitts, hoping that he doesn't see me looking at him. Because it's like you can't believe it's real. And we just gradually worked and we worked just to get him back.
Not to toot my own horn, but I've been known to have a pretty, nice IQ. That means a lot to me when you say some shit like that. That means multiple things to me. Now, am I saying that, he's still injured or whatever, he's still got lingering issues? Or am I saying he's going to lose to Danny Garcia? Hell no, my balls are not big enough for that. But one thing for sure is, he do got motherfuckers looking like, bro, But fucking big balls on him, because remember, he's coming back from Sean Porter to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, despite what you may think of him being not the most skilled of boxers, some may say he may be flat-footed, fighters do not want to stand in front of him. They do not want to get hit with that shit. As Sean Porter, as Keith Thurman, and as the victims, guys like Lucas Matisse, who had went down. By the way, we got to talk about Danny Garcia. because he's in this episode too, but I think I already met my quota. I probably can't show you that much more. Angel Garcia is back though. Also, by the way, right now it is the November the 8th. On the 10th, Tuesday at noon, there's a live Zoom call we're going to have on this channel with both the fighters, Angel Garcia, Derek James, and I forgot who else is going to be on there. You know, in the build up to the fight. So I guess this is a good place to end the video. And also, on November, here, let's do it right here. I can show you right now. PBC Fight Camp. I think it's November the 14th. I think it's the November the 14th. Let's see. PBC Fight Camp. November 14th is part 1, episode 1. What time though? At 11:30 p.m. on Fox, Saturday, next Saturday night, at 11:30 p.m. on Fox. Is going to be the first episode of Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia PBC Fight Camp. There we go. Let's record that. Set that DVR, baby. Manage that recording. Let's do it well. You got to make sure you always, because you never know, you got to make sure you always set the DVR to record at least an hour later. Fucking people. No, wait. On time. How do you do it? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do that later. This is unprofessional. So yeah, where was we at? PBC Fight Camp? Yeah. So, what else? I guess to kick off this channel's promotion on this fight, that was the perfect place to start. Listen, the storyline is how Errol Spence gonna hold up. Also, of course, you probably heard, of the Brian Custer interview that Terrence Crawford did, where he's hinted at he's pretty much done with Top Rank. I never believed that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence were going to fight under some co-promotion. I've always believed that PBC was going to do their best to make sure that Terrence Crawford questioned why he signed with ESPN, no matter, like, that's his business and this is life. Like, once he did that, signed with them, I said, I don't want to call it a freeze out. But what I'm saying is, I was like, yo, they're going to make it real hard for him to get, like, big fight. They're going to fight each other before they fight him. Like, man. So now, can you blame him for wanting to leave Top Rank? They can't provide nothing for him. Shit. I'm tired of it. I want to see him fucking in some big fights. And I do like the Kell Brook fight. Also, by the way, tomorrow, there's a Zoom call with Kell Brook and Terrence Crawford. That's Sunday right now. I'm going to make sure I put the day down there, too. I got the date and the time, and I did fix the lag that I used to have. But one thing for sure is this was a good episode. Not great, but I guess this is what really saved it for me. I'm going to give it a 7 of 10. You can't really knock the quality. I'm just glad that they're doing it in the first place, and it's not being like that. This wasn't some of the content that was cut. Because all networks are, pretty much making cuts and shit like that. You saw what happened with ESPN laying off 300 plus employees. It's a damn shame motherfuckers were slandering motherfucking... Well, I can't talk about it, but I'm going to leave it alone. But whatever you heard about that situation, that wasn't true. TstreeT got the whole story. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm interested... like lingering injuries, because he did get ejected from the vehicle, and I was in a coma for 3 weeks. I wasn't ejected from a fucking vehicle, and I still have some issues. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that shit, like, he was in a hospital for 3 weeks. Now, was he in a coma for? No, he wasn't in a coma for 3 weeks. He said he don't remember being in a hospital, but likely because they was all taking care of him. You saw the state of his face. Jeez. But anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Busy month in combat sports, especially with the Canelo stuff. We're going to be here. I took last weekend off. I didn't even talk about Deontay Wilder yet. Did y'all notice that? Not one Deontay Wilder video, because I am pissed off at him. Because I feel as though if I do a video, I'm going to fry that motherfucker. Because it's like, yo, you look like a fucking weirdo. Like, bro. Like, he looking like a fucking weirdo. It's not being picked up by media or nothing. Like, motherfuckers is like mainstream media or whatever. They like, yo, this shit is weird. Like, what? And I'm sure the Nevada State Athletic Commission going to have some words with him too. Please subscribe to T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com.
This fight is more than just to defend his titles. This is for him to continue to be who he wants to be. And that's what this fight means to me. So every time I see him, I see not a champion. I see a guy who's fighting to continue to live out his dreams and his passions and his desires. And with that being said, at the end of that is for him to continue to be a champion.